Good evening and welcome to this edition of Newsleader on 6. I'm Jim Fuller. In tonight's news, members of the Air Engineering Metal Trades Council voted to accept a new 3-year contract last night. A Deckard man is charged with homicide and the death of a 4-year-old. We'll give you details of the Tullahoma 4th of July celebration, and we'll talk with Tullahoma Police Chief Paul Blackwell about city ordinances regarding the use of fireworks. We'll have these stories and more on tonight's Newsleader on 6.
Celebrate America's independence at Tullahoma Scenic Fraser McEwen Park, Monday, July 3rd. Gates open at 3 p.m. and world-class fireworks start at 9. This free event has music and fun for everyone. Tribute bands featuring the music of Chicago, Steely Dan, Tom Petty, and more. Plus a kids zone, exotic animal petting zoo, food, fun, and games. Get the details at tullahomatn.gov/fireworks. Everyone is invited to enjoy the Tullahoma Kiwanis Independence Day Regional Celebration. July 3rd, Fraser McEwen Park, Independence Day Celebration and fireworks.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Welcome back. The Air Engineering Metal Trades Council and the National Aerospace Solutions, LLC, the test operation and sustainment contractor at Arnold Air Force Base, have agreed to a new collective bargaining agreement with the Air Engineering Metal Trades Council, which will replace the current bridge agreement, which was set to expire June 30th. The Air Engineering Metal Trades Council represents approximately 625 employees from 11 trade unions. The parties have been negotiating the new collective bargaining agreement since February. There was concern earlier this week that a strike was imminent as Air Force personnel announced contingency plans to maintain safety of employees and equipment and security of data and information. NAS had also developed a plan that would have allowed them to meet their contractual obligations to the Air Force during a strike on an adjusted schedule. Cynthia Rivera, NAS General Manager, said, quote, "The negotiating teams worked long and hard to reach this agreement together. I want to thank everyone involved for their hard work and professionalism during the process. The new agreement will ensure the important work for our nation at ADC will continue in the same outstanding manner as it did during the previous agreement. It also recognizes the importance of the vital work the members represented by the AEMTC accomplished day in and day out," end quote. A Deckard man is in jail tonight facing numerous charges in connection with the death of a 4-year-old child. Tullahoma police were called to the Tanoba Heart and Emergency Room Wednesday morning after the child died. Police arrested Charles Eugene Anderson, age 32, of Deckard. Anderson, who was reportedly babysitting the child when something happened that led to his death. Anderson is charged with criminal homicide, child abuse, failure to report, and possession of a weapon. He is being held in the Coffee County Jail. The Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency will be participating in Operation Drywater June the 30th through July the 2nd. Operation Drywater is a national weekend of boating under the influence awareness and enforcement campaign directed toward reducing alcohol and drug-related accidents and fatalities. Operation Drywater is held the weekend prior to Independence Day holiday to give BUI enforcement high visibility during the peak boating season. The TWRA is teaming with the U.S. Coast Guard and the National Association of State Boating Law Administrators. Operation Drywater was started in 2009. TWRA boating officers will saturate high traffic areas on reservoirs across the state. Along with the use of life jackets and other safety practices, officers want boaters to be aware of the effects and ramifications of alcohol use. The TWRA will be intensifying efforts to detect and apprehend boat operators who are operating under the influence of alcohol or drugs. In 2016, during Operation Dry Water, there were 10 boating under the influence arrests across the state. TWRA boating officers also checked more than 4,000 vessels, issued 175 citations, 113 warnings, and assisted 94 boaters. There were 4 injury accidents and 3 property damage accidents reported. Coffee County Sheriff Steve Gray spoke to county commissions Monday night about the progress of the 2 deputies who were shot at the Coffee County Justice Center.
At this time, I've asked our sheriff if he would give the audience, please, and our commissioners a brief update on the condition of Wendell and Wade.
Both officers are at home as of yesterday. Wendell suffered a severe bite to the hand. He was not shot in the hand, as the newspaper and people announced. He had 3 tendons bit in 2 and a broke bone in his hand from a human bite. He also was shot one time under the heart, but his vest stopped it. He didn't even break a rib. Wendell received a gunshot wound to the abdomen that passed through his intestines and clipped his only kidney. They were able to repair the kidney, and he come home yesterday, and he's doing exceptionally well. And, we feel blessed that we're not burying 2 officers. Wendell did not have a bulletproof vest on because of surgery he had for a hernia operation. If he had it would have probably been a lot better.
We'll be right back in a moment after these messages.
Keith Barnett here with the Russell Barnett Automotive family. Over 75% of car shoppers today use the internet to search for their new or pre-owned vehicle. That's why the RussellBarnett.com website is so versatile, where you can check it anytime, all the time, online. You can search through our new and pre-owned inventory by make, model, mileage, or price. We can value your trade-in and get you pre-approved for financing before you even walk in the door. So check out RussellBarnett.com, and remember, why buy anywhere else?
All I have to do to think about what I was physically before and what I am now, and I don't ever want to go back to that original situation.
The overall mission of the rehab team is always what is best for the patient and how we can facilitate maximum potential from every resident.
Well, the most important thing to me is that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do,
Everyday miracles at Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Welcome back. The city of Tullahoma is planning a big 4th of July party scheduled for the Monday. Community Coordinator Winston Brooks tells us more.
July 3rd, which is going to be the Tullahoma Kiwanis Club Independence Day regional celebration here in Tullahoma, and we are so excited to announce that we have Miller Lite, Southern Community Bank, and Budweiser presenting the Tullahoma Independence Day celebration this year, and it is going to be bigger and better than it was last year. Did you make it out last year?
I think I did, yeah.
Excellent. Well,
when you've been around as long as I have, you forget from year to year where.
Well, you can remember because last year was at the baseball stadium and Fraser McEwen Park, and that's where all the action's going to be. We're going to have vendors, food, fun. We've got a kids zone. We've got main stage is going to be right in center field of the THS baseball stadium. We've got live music. World-class fireworks that are going to start around 9:15 as it gets dark, and then the gates are open this year at 3. So most of the time it's been in other locations, but if you can remember being in the baseball stadium for the fireworks, then you were there.
So this is kind of an event that's several hours long, so particularly if it starts at 3 o'clock.
So the gates are going to open at 3. The first band will start at 3:30. It's a 70s and 80s band called Vinyl Radio. They're great musicians out of Nashville. The next band will be a Steely Dan Chicago tribute band called 12 Against Nature, and the lead singer for that band is a gentleman named Scott Sheriff, and he is the keyboard player for Carrie Underwood. So it's always great to see him and come down to Tullahoma, and they will play up until the 9 o'clock hour, which will have the Tullahoma Kiwanis will also be doing their Pledge of Allegiance and introducing the Volunteer of the Year award. But we just want to, it's going to be such a great event. The fireworks are put on by a world-class fireworks company called Pyro Shows, and they do fireworks in New York City, the Washington, D.C. Mall, and international. So you will not be disappointed. And seriously, we are adding more fireworks this year too, so you're going to see more of the close-up fireworks, more of the taller fireworks, more music, and then new this year, after the fireworks show, we're going to have a Tom Petty tribute band called Wildflowers, which will run up to 11. So I think the young people will enjoy staying out a little later. Maybe some of the families are going home after the fireworks, and then there'll be something there for people to stay out and enjoy the night. And it's going to be great. I've looked at the extended forecast. You know, it may be a little warm, but when the sun starts to set, the weather's going to be perfect. There's going to be food trucks there. Of course, we're going to have Miller Lite, Budweiser, Southern Community Bank's going to be there. We've got another host of sponsors. This is a community event, and our businesses that have sponsored us have been so generous, and we've got a whole host. We've got about 50 sponsors this year for this event. Some of the other sponsors I do want to mention would be like Jack Daniels, Russell Barnett, People's Finance, Coca-Cola, Citizens Tri-County Bank, NAS, Jacobs, and this year too we're also working on a craft brewers beer tent, so that's going to be another new thing. We've got all kinds of different vendors from 122 West is going to be out there. We're Piggy's Place. We're going to have hamburgers, hot dogs, cotton candy, just all kinds of things for the kids. Speaking of kids, we got something for you at the Kids Zone.
Okay.
We got train rides.
Oh yeah.
We've got a slip and slide, a water slide. We've got an exotic animal petting zoo. So they've got camels and turtles. I think they've got a porcupine.
Can you pet turtles?
Well, this is a tortoise, and I think it's about 70 years old. It's one of those big jobs. Yeah. Not one of the little turtles. So there's going to be something for the entire family to enjoy, and we want to invite the community out. This is a totally free event. I mean, can you imagine? So you can
It's hard to imagine.
Again,
I'm sure thanks in part to some of these sponsors you just mentioned.
Yes, that's exactly right. And again, it's really a great community event for the region. And again, it's because of the support of the sponsors that we're able to put on this event, which is really a tradition here in southern Middle Tennessee, been going on since 1968. And so we want to encourage people to bring blankets and lawn chairs and head over to Grider Stadium. And the food vendors will be inside of Grider Stadium, and that's where we're encouraging everyone to sort of set up and find a great spot to watch the fireworks. Again, the main stage is going to be center field, and then what's great about being over in Grider Stadium is you can hear, you can hear the music, you can hear the simulcast of the fireworks. But also we have close-up fireworks, which will be right behind the outfield wall. So if you happen to be somewhere else in the vicinity, you're not going to get the full effect. So come on down, it's free, and have a great time. We're really just encouraging people to park at Northgate Mall. There's going to be a free shuttle that be able to drop you right at the park, because parking is going to be kind of a premium. And so we do encourage people, if you come over and the parking lots are full, just head on over to Northgate Mall, and that shouldn't be a problem at all.
More Newsleader on 6th is coming up in a moment.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. Get to Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
Welcome back. Tullahoma Police Chief Paul Blackwell stopped by our studios to bring us up to date on city ordinances regarding the use of fireworks.
Yes, the fireworks have already started. The police have already been getting calls on it and having to go out to respond to them. But by city ordinance, you can't really start. You're not allowed to start shooting them until July 1st, which is Saturday.
Right.
And from the hours of 10 in the morning to 10:30 at night. So for this week, it'll be Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. You can shoot them from 10 in the morning to 10:30 at night. And then actually on the actual day, the 4th of July, you get an extra hour. So 10 in the morning till 11:30 at night. And that's what the ordinance says. So a person could be cited, given a ticket for shooting outside of that window. Now that's not saying that just because the ordinance says you can do it, it's okay. If your neighbor is calling and complaining about all the fireworks, they have a right to be comfortable in their surroundings. So if you're disturbing them, they can still call us and we're still going to come out, and we've got to balance that. We've got to balance, the ordinance says this, but here we've got someone complaining about the noise and everything that goes with it. So the officers have to come out and be a mediator and decide, how.
Which happens a lot.
Oh yeah, we're great at mediating. Well, maybe we're not great at mediating, but we're thrown into the middle of a lot of things that require some mediation.
Right.
And as y'all spoke of earlier, a lot of times one of the big complaints is, hey, my neighbor's shooting their fireworks and all their garbage and debris is landing in my yard.
Right.
And the ordinance is pretty specific about that if you're going to shoot your fireworks and they're going to go, you're either going to shoot it from someone's property or it's going to land in their property, you have to have their permission to do that.
Right.
And I think we've all gone out the next morning to find bottle rockets or, the trash in our yard and everything that's come from someone else shooting. So you need to be mindful of that and mindful of your neighbors and clean your stuff up.
I would imagine some of that could be a fire hazard.
Oh, certainly. Well, just think about the bottle rocket that would land on someone's roof, or somewhere else. A pile of leaves, or or you just get someone that wants to be malicious and intentionally go and set off something to cause damage to somebody's property. So we get thrown into a lot of that. Of course, the fire department will respond to some fires that get created. And we at times do, because we carry the fire extinguishers and we can put a little fire out. But, we got to caution people about that. And if you shoot in the middle, a lot of people will get out in a cul-de-sac or a part of the road, and the neighborhood will congregate there and fire off all their fireworks. And then you see all the trash that's left in the street.
Right.
That's a violation of our littering ordinance. So you got to clean your mess up.
Right.
Not only because of the law, but that's the right thing to do. So the police have to get called to a lot of different things. It could be the fireworks being shot off. It could be the trash left in the yard. It could be the firework residue that's landing in someone else's property. And we have to get out there and balance that.
Is there an age ordinance? What age you can shoot?
You can't buy fireworks under 16.
I see.
Now, there's not anything that really says you can't shoot them. It just says you can't purchase them under 16 years of age.
You mentioned that July 1st you can start shooting them legally. July 1st. Some people will start before.
They've already started.
But and then the last day you can legally shoot them in the city limits
is the 4th.
The 4th.
And that'll be at 11:30 at night. The cutoff.
Which actually is a little later than some night.
And especially since that's a weeknight.
Right.
People are going to have to get up and go to work the next morning, and so understand that. Now, the vendors, the people that are selling them, they can still stay open on the 5th. That's the last day those tents can sell fireworks.
Okay.
And we get asked that oftentimes because they can start selling them on June 20th. Okay, why do you have from June 20th to the 1st to let people buy them? Do you not think they're going to sell them? But you know, that's the ordinance. And we hear a lot about complaints about the fireworks at the 4th and January. You know, a lot of times we'll hear it for 2 or 3 days and then it's behind you. And people know, okay, we got 6 more months till the next activity, and then we'll hear some complaints around the January time frame and give it a couple days and you know, we move on.
We'll be right back with more Newsleader after this.
Tax time is here and it's the perfect time to buy a vehicle, but you're not sure where to go because of poor credit health? Come see me, Dr. Credit, and the rest of the team here at Russell Barnett Kia. But don't take it from me. Here's a few of our satisfied customers and what they had to say.
He did everything and anything he could possibly do to help me. Dr. Credit was very helpful in getting me a vehicle that I could afford.
Everything he explained to us was amazing. I would recommend him to anybody and everybody.
Dr. Credit helped very, very much.
Schedule your appointment with Dr. Credit at Russell Barnett Kia so you can drive away happy.
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's gotta be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor too when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
Welcome back. Graduates of Davidson Academy are planning a class reunion later this summer. Jackie Duncan gives us details.
I've got a school reunion coming up, Davidson Academy, and that's one of the real reasons I'm
How many
here
years
today.
Has Davidson Academy been open? Do you remember the first year?
The first year
I mean, you don't necessarily remember,
no.
but do you know the date?
I believe it was 1898.
1898.
I believe so. And the information is out on the out on our website. The website is DavidsonAcademyAlumni.org.
Davidson Academy
Davidson Academy Alumni. And if you want to put the www there, you know.
But either way, you can get it.
You can get it without that
you can
anymore.
Put Davidson Academy,
Just put
Tullahoma,
in,
Tennessee, and you'll get it.
Well, yeah, there you go. Yeah,
as long as you have the Tennessee.
There was a big problem with just getting on the internet with the Davidson Academy because there's one in Nashville also, and a lot of times that would come up. Just put in Davidson Academy Tullahoma, and you should go right to the website. But you can register online for this.
Oh,
you know,
good.
Yeah, you can register for the reunion online. Just go out there and type in your information, and really anybody locally, I encourage this. Anybody locally, just call Lavinia Hayes.
Oh, she does it all, doesn't she?
Yeah, 2962-455-2962 will get Lavinia Hayes. She'll register you right over the phone.
Oh, wonderful.
Then you
and y'all do this every other year, don't you?
Every other year, yes.
And so it's a big event.
It's a big event, and you know they're not making any Davidson Academy students anymore.
No, they're not.
But now we're Davidson Academy students and friends, former students and friends and family. You know, so we invite friends to come. That we, you know, just hey, we got loved ones all. We got friends everywhere. So we'll. Last time we had like 200 people.
That's marvelous.
And we went totally electronic last time. We went total internet.
Now, what's the date on that?
This is August the 4th through the 6th.
So it's
it's coming up very soon. It's always the first full weekend in August. The first Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's the formula. So we've got a great band for the reunion also. And the reunion, we have our dinner at the Manchester Coffee County Conference Center,
which is a
wonderful
venue,
place.
And the
wonderful
food
venue.
is excellent.
It is.
They have a good chef.
We've had that there ever since for the last bunch of years, ever since they've pretty much been open, I think. But anyway, that's the Davidson Academy School Reunion, and we encourage everybody, especially the local ones, to go ahead and register, get your registration in.
And it's $40.
$40 per person for 3 days. And,
That's amazing.
It's amazing, and we try our very best to hold costs down, and we've done it real good.
Well,
so we got a great team.
$40 include dinner,
a band,
and
a weekend of just activities at the CD Stamps Community Center. We have food there. That Friday night we have food there. That Saturday morning.
So this must bring a lot of people in from out of town.
It does. It does.
That helps the economy.
It does. Oh, it helps the
in
economy.
This area,
Yes, it does. And we
That's
have
wonderful.
people staying in Manchester and Tullahoma hotels, and like I said, it's a lot of money that comes into our communities because
And the
of
date
this.
on that is the weekend of August 4th.
Weekend of August the 4th. That Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
The pet of the week this week at the Tullahoma Animal Shelter is a beagle named Droopy. He entered the shelter as a stray and is approximately 6 years old. Droopy is up to date on his vaccinations, weighs 29 pounds, heartworm negative, and good with other dogs and children. Be sure to check out the shelter on Facebook for information about upcoming events and fundraisers. Remember, you can help support your local shelter by adopting, donating, or volunteering. For more details, contact Teresa at 454-9580. The Tullahoma Animal Shelter is located at 942 Maplewood Avenue. The Coffee County Humane Society's featured pet this week is Blue. Blue's a terrier mix who needs a loving home with room to run. The shelter also has many other dogs available for adoption at 1210 Oakdale Street in Manchester. Hours of operation of the shelter are 7:30 a.m. until 2:30 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 8 a.m. until 1 p.m. on Saturday. The shelter's phone number is 723-2730. Donations for animal care can be made to the Coffee County Humane Society at P.O. Box 252, Manchester 37349, and their website is www.coffeehumane.org. Stay with us. Your weather forecast is coming up next.
The Russell Barnett Automotive family has launched its new Owner Advantage program. It starts as simple as your first year's maintenance is included with the purchase. We have 1 year, 3 year, 5 year plans available. Car detailing, car rental, collision repair. Stop by one of our 5 locations and let one of our certified sales staff tell you all about it. The Russell Barnett Automotive Family Advantage Program. And remember, my question is, why buy anywhere else?
At the time, maybe you were just building a bridge, a business, or a community. Maybe you were simply working for a home or a better tomorrow. At the time, you served out of duty and love of country. But in that time, we see a legacy created, an American dream lived. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
Celebrate America's independence at Tullahoma Scenic Fraser McEwen Park, Monday, July 3rd. Gates open at 3 p.m. and world-class fireworks start at 9. This free event has music and fun for everyone. Tribute bands featuring the music of Chicago, Steely Dan, Tom Petty, and more. Plus, a kids zone, exotic animal petting zoo, food, fun, and games. Get the details at tullahomatn.gov/fireworks. Everyone is invited to enjoy the Tullahoma Kiwanis Independence Day Regional Celebration. July 3rd, Fraser McEwen Park, Independence Day Celebration and fireworks.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 1931 at 100 degrees. The record low was in 1938 at 53 degrees. The average high on this day is 88 and the average low is 66. Storms are in your forecast for tonight with a low expected around 68. Storms in the forecast again on Friday with a high of 79 and a low of 70. A 30% chance of storms remain in the forecast on Saturday with a high of 81 and a low of 67. That's our Newsleader report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for Newsleader on 6. You have a good evening.